Oh my god, Tris, so I wake up and, as you know, there's a brand new Kirby Into Forgotten Land trailer, and sure enough, this is looking freaking incredible. Tris, what are your early reactions to it?
Yes, it's really exciting looking. Like, I thought we had a really good look at the game from the first trailer, but this really gives us a good idea of what to expect and what we're going to be playing. And it's really exciting.
And as part of that as to what to expect, it's of course more in-depth environments. There's including a whole hub world, it seems, or maybe not a hub, like a city you can go back to, a whole Waddle Dee town where you can play mini games, talk to a professor, and do all kinds of things, it seems like, which I did not even anticipate being in this game, so I'm loving that. And then there's co-op, of course, which shouldn't be surprising, but it's still good to see it here with Bandana Waddle Dee or Bandana Dee coming back again, which I know will make a lot of people happy. We're getting some amazing new abilities, like the Ranger, which seems to explain the ESRB rating we reported on a couple of days ago, Tris, with the guns.
Yep.
And then the drill, which looks so fun. I'm so excited for the drill. But what really got me is just the environments. I love like the range of things we see on display here, such as like the fog-covered bridge or see the desert, which blew my mind with how awesome the shadows looked on it. And I kind of love too how the theme park seems to have a reveal of its own, where you see the gate opening up and you see all this cool colors, but like out of focus happening. I'm like, oh my god, that looks sick.
Of course, it's the theme part that catches your eye.
Oh, you know it. I'm all about that. If I can't go to Super Nintendo World, I can at least go to the Kirby theme park land.
Maybe Kirby will be the next addition to the Super Nintendo World in like 8 years.
There we go.
No, but you're absolutely right. This looks phenomenal. And I mean, visually, the last Kirby and Kirby Star Allies already looked pretty good, but this really pushes it hard, and it looks great. I mean, the environments look fantastic, and as you mentioned in particular, the desert, or the, I guess, like the wasteland, whatever you want to call it.
Wasteland, maybe,
it really does look impressive, and that's the one that really stands out to me as well. I will also say it's very clear what's part of probably the opening cutscene or some like very nicely rendered cutscene versus the rest of the gameplay, but it still looks very, very nice.
I happened to pause the trailer on a frame. Like, that looks way too good to be in game. I watched it through. I'm like, that's probably a cutscene. That's the one where the Bandana Dees are being captured, right?
Yep.
Or sorry, Waddle Dees, I should say. Yeah, that looks amazing still. But I will say, like, the in-game graphics blend well with the FMV.
They really do.
Do we even touch on the world map too, by the way? That, I think I may have briefly mentioned it, but yeah, there's a world map here now as well, which is,
it seems pretty similar to the world map we had in Kirby Star Allies, but it's a little more 3D now than it was, which kind of solidifies to me that this game is closest to, like, Super Mario 3D World.
Exactly, yeah. So it really does seem like it's going after kind of basically following the 3D World template, as we said, which I think is a good step for Kirby in this sense. Before going, full open world, which obviously will be the next game. I have no idea. Breath of the Kirby, Breath of the Dreamland.
Kirby's Inhale.
There we go, exactly. But yeah, this is just looking so fun, and the fact that it has co-op is, again, not a huge surprise, but still awesome to see. Of course, it is only 2-player co-op, though, unlike 4-player from Mario, which I think, honestly, may actually work to its benefit. But I think one of my issues, perhaps, to a lesser degree with Mario 3D World specifically, is that the levels feel like they were made for 4 players at times. Like, they feel just like a little bit bigger, a little bit broader than I think might be ideal for a single-player focused platforming game, whereas Kirby clearly is not having this problem. I'm pausing the scene right now with like the super thin path and just an enemy above water, and this is looking like even a more focused experience.
Yeah, definitely. You could definitely tell this was primarily made as a single-player game with co-op in mind, whereas 3D World was definitely made with what if we had 4 players? And that kind of goes for the previous Kirby game as well, Star Allies, where you could also have up to 4 players and co-op with that. But in the 2D side-scrolling style of that, I guess it worked a little bit better than it would here. And I think 2 players actually works perfectly with, the Switch and 1 Joy-Con each if need be. And, I think it works as a perfect balance here. Sure, we may not get playable like DDD and Meta Knight, especially since we see near the end you fight Meta Knight at some point. But, I mean, come on, Kirby's best companion has always been Bandana Dee.
I will say, though, as one who's been a huge fan of like the 2D Kirby games, especially the earlier ones, I am slightly disappointed that it seems like you can't do the copy ability thing where that's how you create your co-op partner, because what was fun about that was the other player could play as those powers as well. Which I don't think we see Bandana Dee here do at all, because of course he doesn't inhale things. So
yeah, no, he's got his own style of moveset, and it seems his moveset is pretty similar to what he has in other Kirby games. Yeah, sadly, I think that idea of playing as the other copy abilities is probably not going to leave Star Allies anytime soon.
Right, probably not. I want to go back to this town here real quick, Tris. This this Waddle Dee town, or whatever the heck it is. It's just adorable.
It is.
I love all the Waddle Dees just like casually hanging around. Some are having conversations. Others are, in line for something. You got the professor one there sitting on the bench who apparently will give you tips about the game. In the trailer itself, we saw him say like, "Hey, looks like the sword's trending. Here's some information about that." I kind of love the idea of of weapons trending in this universe. I'm guessing it's based on like what weapon Kirby's been using most recently, or which copy ability more specifically. We also saw a couple of mini games here. I think like fishing, and one where Kirby's like serving up a whole bunch of Waddle Dees at the cafe.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there's a lot you can do here, and this actually makes me think this hub town might be the main menu. Sort of like what we have in the like the Kirby Clash games, where you kind of walk around this 2D town as your main menu. That's the impression I get from here, because you see there's like a cinema, there's the mini games. It feels like this is where you access all the side modes and all that. And it would be really annoying if you have to go back to one specific area on the world map just to get here.
That's an interesting point. I didn't think about that. So almost, for whatever reason, I'm getting Super Mario Party vibes from that, where you launch right into kind of like this hub, and then that's how you sort everything out for the rest of the game, basically.
Yeah, that's very much what this feels like, and I guess as you progress through the game, you'll save more Waddle Dees, and they'll build up the town more, and you'll unlock additional things. I mean, just looking at the first look at the town we get with the about 42 seconds into the trailer with the like the warp star sitting there in the middle of the square. I mean, you have the cinema, you have this place that looks like they sell hats, you have like that little cooking minigame area, and then you have like this coliseum in the background. And all of those could already tie into like different modes in other Kirby games.
Right.
And that's not even everything we see across the whole town. That's just in one frame here.
Right, no, there's a lot going on there. And I do love the idea, too, that you kind of touched on, that this town may be built up as you rescue Waddle Dees, which just makes sense. I guess that you'll probably unlock maybe more features that way. Certainly more characters walking around, I imagine. Just a really fun idea that I never really thought to expect from a Kirby game, like the central, like a central hub. I like it. It's gonna make it feel like a more fleshed out experience. I think perhaps even more so than, again, Mario 3D World. It felt kind of like just fragmented, I think. I'm really liking how Kirby seems to have a really just cohesive feel to it overall. So far, again, this is all based on a trailer, but it's just looking really, really good so far. And I mean that like in both senses of the word, like in an overall sense, and just visually. Like, yeah, Kirby inherently has a simple art style, but dang does Nintendo know how to make the most of it. Like, there are scenes in this that are just like jaw-dropping almost, for a Kirby game in particular. And it's like, yeah, maybe we don't need a Switch Pro yet. Like, Nintendo still knows how to work the system in such a way that it looks really freaking good.
Yeah, they know how to push it to its limits, I think is the best way to put it.
Yep, absolutely.
And while Kirby, while a lot of these areas, especially like the snow one and like the desert, they do look a little subdued in the colors. They're not like the most vibrant. I do wonder how a lot of this would look on the OLED, because I'm sure, the bright pink Kirby and some of these things would look really, really great on that screen. Oh,
yeah, I mean, first off, when you say subdued, that's only by Kirby standards. But yeah. I'm sure you're right. Like, I think this will really pop on an OLED, as a lot of games do. But I think Kirby in particular will be a great showcase. Right now, I just paused on the new Wispy Woods, Tropic Woods, I should say. And,
yes.
I can see that face in particular being terrifying on the OLED screen. Especially like with the black holes that are his facial features, just pure black on the Switch OLED.
I love the fact that in recent Kirby games they decided, you know what, maybe Wispy Woods travels too much for a tree, so we're gonna make other kinds of Wispy Woods.
That's how you know this is truly a different land, is when it's not Wispy Woods, it's a different variant of Wispy Woods. So I just noticed he has a little goatee too. That is hilarious. I totally missed that. Oh my god, Triss, that needs to go in your top 5 things we noticed about the trailer video. Or Tropic Woods as a goatee. Any final thoughts, Triss, about the Kirby trailer that either you want to reiterate or things we haven't brought up yet that you want to address?
I do want to touch upon the new copy abilities a little bit, because we mentioned them in passing, but we didn't really talk about them.
Yep.
And I mean, as you mentioned, the Ranger seems to be the gun ability or the pistol ability that we learned about. So sadly, Kirby's not going to be running around with the NES zappers going pew pew. But but I really do like what I see with it. I wish there was a little more personality to it, like some older Kirby games had, and more like, you know, Kirby noises he himself makes instead of just the general like sound effects. But I do like that it's just like this kind of big gun that he just shoots the little stars out of, and it looks like you could charge it up, which is kind of nice.
Right.
I do wonder though how that'll be any different than like spitting an enemy out rather than inhaling their ability.
I mean, that's a good one. I mean, it would have advantages, like you don't need an enemy to use it, of course, and it might have a longer range as well. So yeah, it might just be just an objective advantage over spitting an enemy out, for instance. You just probably won't have access to it, for nearly as much as he would for the enemy idea. So
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And then for me, I'm really digging the mold power up.
Digging the mold power up.
I didn't even mean to do it. Oh my god, the sickness stress. But like there's something it reminded me of specifically. I feel like it's maybe it's Sonic Adventure. Like, couldn't Knuckles do something similar where he drills underground and then pops up underneath?
Yep.
So that's basically that, and it looks awesome here. Like, that looks really fun to me.
Yeah, it actually does look really fun, and I would love to see if you can actually gain momentum as you go, so you can just kind of keep hopping around in and out, almost like the indie game Mail Mole is what I'm thinking of now.
Yeah, it does look like at one point we did see Kirby do almost a quick little hop out of digging. So maybe that's kind of speaks to your point that perhaps you can gain some momentum from this or do something momentum based with it. But I just like the idea of kind of sneaking up on these enemies, popping out, destroying them instantly. And I wonder if I play into the puzzle aspect too. I mean, to whatever extent Kirby has puzzles, but there could be elements where maybe you need to have this power to go underneath a low gate, for instance, and find a secret area.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, like pass under closed gates or closed doors or something.
Exactly.
Almost like the Mario and Luigi games.
yeah, actually, that's a great example. So perfect. Man, I just have to tell you, Triss, the more I watch this trailer, the more I'm loving everything about it. This is hitting all the right chords for me. It's yes, this is finally the Kirby game I've been waiting 30 freaking years for this year.
It is indeed Kirby's 30th anniversary, yes.
Yeah, what a great way to celebrate. So
yeah.
All right, Triss, any final thoughts to wrap it up here?
I'm glad this is coming at the end of March.
Yeah, actually, we didn't touch on that. That's actually pretty soon. Spring gives them a lot of leeway there. Which spring month is it? And luckily, it seems to be coming in on the former half of things, which excites me. That's only a little over 2 months away, and I cannot wait. I guess, actually, and to that point, actually, sort of, they haven't said there's online functionality yet or not, right, Triss?
No, the only thing they've said is with the wise Waddle Dee, the Professor Waddle Dee, whatever he's called, that you can, I guess, check the stats of how your adventure stacks up to other players. Which, I mean, maybe that's in more the mini games, for high scores and such. But that's it. That's the only time the little thing appears for Nintendo Switch Online required for online functionality.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet then that co-op is local only, which is how Nintendo tends to do things, so I'd be shocked if it's anything else, which is a bit disappointing because this is the game that would be really fun online too, I think, with, friends or whatever, but yeah. Alright, Triss, overall, quickly, what do you think?
I'm very excited. This is gonna be great.
Yep, same here, right there with you. It's looking awesome, can't wait to play it. And I'm excited to see what else is in the game that we don't know about. So even with this trailer, we saw a decent amount, but there's more. We have not seen even close to everything, I imagine. So yeah, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to play it. So hopefully these 2 months will fly by, and with the pandemic, it may or may not. Who knows? Anyways, on that note, we're going to wrap it up here for our discussion of the second trailer for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you liked our discussion, make sure to stay tuned to GameXplain for tons more on Kirby and the Forgotten Land, including an upcoming, potentially 5 details you missed, along with a full analysis that Triss is already working on. They've already uncovered some pretty cool details for it, so stay tuned for all of that. And of course, keep it locked here for other things Nintendo as well, and by other things I mean pretty much everything, because that's what we do here. With that, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you later. Bye.